Okay, I gotta come. Okay, well, let's talk Valentine's Day. Man, I don't know about you. I'm an old guy now, you know, and I've been married 3 times even. Got a lot of history about this stuff. And Valentine's Day, I really never figured out because I never figured out love. I don't know about you, but when I grew up, you know, getting a date or figuring out relationships, men didn't think about any of that stuff. They just thought about it like if they didn't have a date yet for Saturday, you know, and it's Friday already, then they start worrying about it. You know, all the other stuff that you worry about, you know, that women are more sensitive to. Man, guys, at least in my generation, never thought about any of that kind of stuff. And I think that's why my first 2 marriages failed. Man, I didn't know it took so much work. I mean, it takes effort, you know, and that's the whole thing in life. I mean, as much of a business, I was so involved in starting businesses and everything. I thought that was my main job in life. Wow. You know, a relationship takes as much work as a business. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But also, it's now human relationships too. To me, is, and I'm not a psychologist or a sociologist or anything. This is just my seat of the pants thinking from hanging around this world so long already. That you know how we treat each other in life and our loved ones. I mean, I grew up in a family where you know, Eastern European. You know, my parents were all immigrants, or their parents were. My grandparents all came over from both sides and everything, and they were just trying to do the American dream stuff, you know, just like immigrants today. It hasn't changed at all. But in our family, we sort of like ruled everybody. I mean, loving each other was telling people what to do and tell them how they should run their life. And I thought that's how you love somebody. That's what this stuff was supposed to be like, you know. And after, you know, like I say, 2 marriages, you know, I think, boy, you know, I got some crazy thoughts in here. You know, I gotta be, I gotta think more about this stuff. And what I found, at least in my own life, what I feel is that loving somebody is not telling them what to do. The world tells you enough what to do. You get all that beat up stuff for free, you know. What's neat about somebody who loves you or to love somebody is to love them for what they are. So you feel comfortable. You go through school. Everyone's trying to tell you what to do, how to be something, how to do this, how to do that. They're all trying to tell you know, this what works, this what. You go to seminars. You go all these places. Everyone's telling you how to be. Yeah. And that's why I think we get so upset in our lives. I mean, I heard some data the other day that, you know, 70% of people working in normal jobs, you know, are so anxious and anxiety. It's almost making them sick. You know? And that's where they're all trying to be somewhere else. So I think love, what we as, you know, if you love somebody, how to be different than everybody else out there and how to be helpful instead of, you know, dysfunctional to somebody is to help them do what they want to do. And it's easy to be a critic. It's easy to be a judge. But we all, I mean, to me, when you judge somebody's life like that, you're saying, hey, don't you think about your life and all? Boy, you're an idiot, you know? I know what you should do. And how the hell does anyone have the right to tell anybody else what to do with their life? We're all struggling. I don't know what the hell to do. Every day I'm guessing. You know, but I'm so easy for me to give advice for other people, right? And that's especially loved ones. That's not stupid. I mean, people I don't know, I guess it's easier. But loved ones, man, how can we really tell somebody else how to do what to do with their life? They're struggling with that every second of their day, you know. And all the time they're thinking about it hard. They don't know what to do. And we all don't. And even if giving advice we're probably wrong anyway, you know. Most of the things we do is wrong. So that's why we have to help each other figure it out for themselves. So my theory now is if you love someone, your job is to do and help them do whatever they want to do. Not what you want them to do, what they want to do. And that's going to come back to you so much because if they're happy. If you're trying to tell them, oh, do this, then I'm happy, they're probably not, right? And then they don't become lovable. You know, and then they can't love you that much either because they're miserable all day, trying to do what you said or trying to do what the media said or trying to do what their professor said or whatever. And they're not fulfilling their own heart, you know, and their own, you know, insides or whatever. So I think the best thing we could do for Valentine's Day is ask our loved ones, hey, what do you want to do with your life? How can I help you do that? So maybe they want to, change careers. Maybe they always wanted to start a nonprofit or any of those kinds of things. So you could help them do that. That's what we should be doing. And then if they're at least, see, to me, at least if you're struggling towards what you want to do, if you're struggling, life is a struggle, no matter what we do. It's all hard work. There's no easy way out of this unless you sit on the beach and have no money and commit suicide or something like that. The rest of us have to struggle our butt off no matter what we're doing. If it's miserable or not miserable, whatever. But if you're working towards something that you feel is right for you, that struggle is worth it. And that's what we have to do. So then they come, if they're not miserable all day because they're doing something they want to do, they come home and kick the dog. They take it out on you. But if they're doing and you're supporting them in whatever they want to do, so when they get beat up by the country out there or the society or whatever it is that's beating them up, they could still come back to you and say, hey, what could I do to help you do this better? Or what do you need, to do this better? And you help them do that. Because then when they're happy, man, all the clouds lift. They become lovable. You can love this person harder now. And then they're able to love you better or whatever. And see, that's what I see a lot of my work is about, too, is trying to show people how to do what they want to really do in life. And I think our loved ones have to help them do that. Not tell them, sure, if you want to share some specific facts and things like that, or if they ask you, of course, or if you think they're going off the cliff, you have something to do. But most of those things don't happen. They're just something they have to fail at. They're not going to, fall off a cliff and die for trying something, because we don't know what works. We don't even know what works for us, or we'd be doing it. Why are we trying so hard individually? Because we don't know what works. How can we tell somebody else to do what works? So that's why it's helping someone else get the tools so they feel secure in what they're trying to do. They don't know it doesn't work either, but they could try to do it, and you could help them try. Whether it's finding help for them or getting on the phone, getting on the internet, and that's a lot of my work is showing people how to do what they want to do in life. And I'm biased about this idea, and I'm very selfish because my work helps show people they have options out there. You're stuck in a lousy job or whatever. Well, there are like 150 websites that will give you money to live on while you're struggling through another job. Or you don't have to quit a job. More careers are successful if you started part-time than if you jump off and do it full-time. So help them do that. Or whatever it is, They want to go back to school. Okay, you don't have to spend $50,000. There's other ways to go back to school, to learn a new skill or trade or whatever. Man, I just found a woman who when you wanted a new house, and she and her two older kids, they went on YouTube and learned how to build a house, their own house. And the whole house cost them only about like $130,000, and they learned everything they needed to do to build it themselves with YouTube videos. That's the world that's going on. You don't need a PhD from something. Sure, maybe there's some skills or whatever, but you can get that for free too, from nonprofits, from government programs that train you for 6 months to get a real skill you need. That's out there. But how do we help each other, support each other in what they want to do, not what you want them to do. And it took me a long time to realize that. I'm going to go to the rest of my life just believing that and trying to do that. And I hope my work, does that for people, is show them alternatives to do what you really want to do in life. Now, it is, it's all self-serving what I'm talking about, because I have products like this, so don't trust me, okay? If you see a salesman like me selling you something or has something to sell, the motive is there. And that's the problem, with life, is that you can't trust people's motives. But I don't know if you can tell from this video, it is sincere for me. I would give all this away because it's so much of a joy to give it away. But I have to stay in business, or I can't keep helping people, and that's the key. The stuff I do now, I used to charge tens of thousands of dollars to Fortune 500 companies. They use this stuff all the time. the free help. So yourself, you go and do the research, and just believe it's there. You could find sources of free money and free help and everything to get going. And it's just not what shows up on Google. See, Google just shows you stuff that people are going to sell you something. You want to take a course, you're going to get all these for-profit universities saying, give me your phone number, I'm going to call you, and we're going to make you happy. As long as you get a student loan and give us the money. It's nonsense. There's universities you can go for free online, and they're accredited and things like that. But you can't find them because you can't push through all the stuff that's out there. You have the biggest, this is capitalism. You're fighting capitalism. This is what this country rules by. And the people with all the money are using that internet to sell you stuff. So it's an arms race that we won't win because the big guys control too much. But if you learn the cracks, that's what it is, learning the cracks in there. Whatever. Just keep asking people. Go to websites that are either .gov or .org. Go to your library. Contact your reference librarian there. Ask them about that stuff. Just keep asking people. People are becoming more important now because there's too much crap on the internet. You go on the internet, you get 50 million websites, and that's not helpful. You don't know anything about that. You got to find people who know that stuff. Your friends or whatever, they're not, they don't have enough. Maybe they have one experience or whatever doing it, but it's not enough to find you the alternative stuff in there. That's out there to help us all, and really to do things that you want to do in life. Because if you're doing that, then you become lovable. You have more love to give because now you're satisfied. You can't help anybody else until you're helped. So that's the important part. And actually for Valentine's Day, here's the sales pitch. Okay? If a custom report, like you have a loved one who wants to start a business or start a nonprofit, or go back to school, or just get money to live on while they're putting their life together, I'll do a custom report for them for you. Okay. Are you back there? Okay. Got another call. Why did this guy? Okay. So use the coupon code Valentine. Because these reports that I do, particularly the custom reports, they take a couple weeks sometimes because I'm doing your ditch digging research. So if you don't have time to do it, I'll do that for you, and I'll send you a report that you could give them on Valentine's Day. Now I don't know how many I could do by Valentine's Day, but if I don't, I'll send you a personal letter that you could give to your loved one, and I'll sign it and tell them how you did this wonderful thing for them, and stay tuned that I'm going to come to the rescue to help you do what you want to do in life, and that you were so nice enough to do that for them, and just put in the coupon code, put Valentine, because that's, I'll know it's one of those, and I'll do that for you. But even if you don't use me, remember the stuff is out there. It takes work, it takes effort. Everything in life does. Otherwise, if it was that easy, life would be boring. But what's fun about hard work, if it's something you really want to do, and that's what I want to get more people to do, because then the whole world will be better. If I'm running into people who really want to be there instead of miserable and can't wait to go home, and the people I deal with every day will be happier too, because they'll be loving where they are and sharing that with the rest of us. Well, thanks for putting up with me. Sorry for the babble and philosophy and the sales pitch. But again, there's no magic to what I do. It's just ditch digging and using my expertise to know how to get through this stuff. But otherwise, remember, it is there, and you could dig those ditches too. Train yourself to do it. Just believe that if you don't get it the first time, try the second, try the third, try the fourth. That's what life is. All about failure. It's all science. But the scientist has to work through a lot of stuff to get the right answer. It's just not, oh, I think this will happen. No, I think it's here. And then you say, oh, it isn't. That's stupid. But you learn something for the next thing. And that's important. It's learning for the next. And the only way you learn what you really should have asked the first time, if you go through a bunch of closed doors and get little clues about what it really should be. But you can't, it's like Picasso thinking what the end of the painting is. You know, you throw on some paint, you see what, now I think of something, then you throw on some, and it evolves. Sure, you have some kind of idea to start with, but it usually winds up way different than what you started with. And that's the fun of life, is the surprise. If there was no surprise, life wouldn't be fun at all.